Hi guys, so tomorrow I will be doing my English test, a requirement for the UK spouse visa application. In the last video I was doing my TB test, so in this video it's the English test. Now that is a mandatory requirement for people in certain countries. So countries that English is not like their first language, so there are English speaking countries that are exempted from taking the English test, but unfortunately for Kenyans and other Africans, I don't know whether South Africa is exempted or not, but I know for Kenyans you have to do the test, and in fact you have to do the English test at a UK approved test center. So they have a list of test centers that you can go and do your test. So you will check for the test center in your country and I think your city where you're living, so you see whether you have a center that is near you. Unfortunately, if you're in a country that has no test center, you have to go to the nearest country. But in Kenya, we have a test center. Tomorrow, I'll be going to the British Council. That is where I will be doing my test. So what happened is, I just want to tell you the details of that test, how I applied and all that. So I applied, or rather registered, on May 24th or May 23rd. I think May 24th. Yeah, it was a day after I registered for my TB test. So I'm just checking my email, don't mind me. I created an account with the British Council. They have a website. I probably will include a link. And after creating the account and accepting the terms and conditions, I got access to the test taker portal. It's called the test taker portal, where I was able to register. So registration is just entering your details and all that, the details that they will ask for. I don't really remember what exactly I entered, but I think they ask you about your partner, your address in the UK, the kind of visa you're applying for, stuff like that. Honestly, I don't remember. Just check. Now, they do send you a couple of emails as you continue registration. So after that, they sent me an email saying that, thank you for registering for your IELTS test with the British Council and accepting the terms and conditions. A place is being held for you at the test location below, and the place will only be confirmed once the required ID has been successfully submitted. Once you've submitted your ID and you have made payment. So yeah, so they keep sending you emails, acknowledgement emails and all that. So they did acknowledge that I have already registered, or rather made my application to take the test, and they accepted it. But then there was some pending stuff. So one, I think I uploaded either my ID or my passport, or I didn't upload. Oh, I wish I had made this video when I was doing the registration and the application. I don't remember what I uploaded, but I know it's not everyone who's required to upload the ID, maybe not every country. I think I actually did upload because they said it was pending or something like that. And then you have to pay. So you cannot 100% book if you don't make the payment. And in fact, for me, they sent me an email telling me that the payment transaction is pending. If you do not receive acknowledgement of your payment within 24 hours, blah, 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 blah. So I made the payment. You have to make payment, and there are two ways. You can make it online, or you can make a bank deposit, and their bank is Standard Chartered. Yeah, so I paid online because honestly, who wants to go to the bank to make a deposit? So I paid online and they confirmed that I have completed my registration and my application has been accepted, because you have to finish all those processes and then they will send you an email to tell you whether they have accepted your application or not. I don't know whether they actually reject applications. Maybe it will depend on the information you enter. So yeah, I booked a date. You have to book a date. And what I noticed is that it's like most of the days are taken, honestly. Because I remember I had a choice. I was booking on the 24th and the next day was free. 25th May. Obviously, I was not gonna do my test on that day. And after 25th May, I think 15th was the only free day in June. And there were some days in July and August. I don't think it's that available, but I'm just speaking. Maybe it depends on the time or the month, or maybe it's just usually like that. I honestly don't know, but the free days were very few, like 1 or 2 in a month when I checked. Anyway, so I booked my test date, which is Thursday, 30th June 2022, and that is tomorrow. Yeah, so today is 29th June and my test date is tomorrow. So the venue is British Council in Upper Hill. When you book and they confirm your application and all that, they will tell you that we will send you the exact time of your test, no more than 48 hours before your test date. Before I talk about that, I paid 28,000 and the test I'm taking is IELTS, that is IELTS, Life Skills A1. So you can take Life Skills A1 or A2 or B1. But for UK spouse visa, they just want to know whether you can communicate in English. You know, you can listen and you can communicate. So that is the lowest level, I think. So there's A1, which is at the bottom, and then there's A2 for people who are a bit advanced, I guess, and then B1 for people who believe their English is top-notch. But I think depending on the application you're making, you have to choose the test according to your application. I think it's different for those people who are applying for a student visa. I'm not sure about a work visa, but I think the tests do vary depending on your visa type. Obviously, I could have maybe settled for A2 or B1 because normally I think you are allowed to take a test that is, you know, on a higher level if you really believe in yourself and your English skills. Because then if I had taken B1, anyway, let me not go there. So you get the point. A1, that is what I am taking. Life Skills A1. So they tell you that they will send you the exact test time, no more than 48 hours before your test date. So for me, they sent me my test time yesterday on email. So I received an email yesterday, which was the 28th of June, which is exactly 2 days before my test. So they sent me an email reminding me of my test, and I'm just looking for it now. So they told me my test center, the venue, the date, and the time, which they had not communicated when I registered. They just told me about it yesterday. So tomorrow I'll be taking my test at 10:55 a.m. and it says here you should be there 30 minutes before your scheduled time, and I should carry an original ID or passport. So the document you carry is the document you use to register. So if you enter details of your ID, if that is what you used, that is what you take. If you used your passport to register, then you take your passport. So you have to take the original and a clear copy of that original. So they say the copy should capture both your bio details and your signature. So apparently you cannot sit for the test if you do not produce this document that you registered with, both the original and the copy. So they even attached a pin, Google pin, so that I can easily find the place. And that is that. So tomorrow is my test date. I don't know whether I have forgotten anything. I am still not sure about how long it takes for the results to be out. What I saw on the website is depending on the test you're taking. So there's paper, there's a test to take on paper, or you can choose to take the test on computer. I chose paper, so that's why I'm going to the location. I think for the computer you do it from your home. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. So depending on the test or whether it's paper or computer, then I think the time it takes for you to get your results is different. I will have accurate data or accurate information tomorrow when I go to British Council, and yeah, hopefully it will be immediate like the TB test certificate, because that I got after doing the x-ray. After a few hours I got my certificate and I came back home with it. So I hope it will be that instant. Either way, if I have to wait for maybe 13 days like they say on the website, that is okay with me, because I have a couple of documents to collect before I can be able to make the application. So I'm not really in a hurry. It's not an emergency. I just want to get everything that they need, the mandatory requirements and the additional ones, and I want to get the right documents, and I want to make sure I get everything right. So I'm not in a rush, to be honest. Anyway, see you tomorrow. I will show you around when I get to British Council. That is, I actually get time to record, but I would really love to record and show you guys how it looks like, and maybe after that I will tell you my experience. So it's 8:47 and I'm ready to face the world. I have ordered my Uber and it's on the way.
Every time I come around you, baby girl, something doesn't feel the same. You said that I'm changing, but it's really you. I see how you play those games. Wifey type for a main man. A queen can make moves, a king can't. Snatch you up, now you taking. Gave you bricks, now you building a wall up, wall up. Lately you and I've been all love, all love. I don't know what's up with our love, you forgetting all about us, oh. My jolie, oh my jolie, where are you when I need you the most?
Hi guys, so there's a lot of background noise today, but I hope you can hear me because I want to give you feedback of what happened at the British Council. I got there at 10:15. My test was at 10:55. I was supposed to get there 30 minutes earlier, so 10:20, but I got there at 9:45, way before 10, which is a good thing. Now, when I got there, of course, security checks and all that, they check your document, the original, the one you used to register outside. So the first security check is outside the gate. So you have to give them your original doc, the one you used to register. Personally, I carried both my ID and passport because I didn't remember which one I used to register with. So they check you from that point. And when I got inside, I received a form that I was supposed to fill with my details. So you enter your surname and you give a names and reference number for the application, the online application, the one you made. So you get a reference number, I think when you pay, or maybe when you register, I don't know. But I had to check my email to get the reference number. So you have to fill that form with your details, your reference number, and your signature. And obviously your module. Mine was A1. So after filling the form, I've actually written everything down because I don't want to forget anything. Fill the form, wait. First, they ask you whether you have everything that you're supposed to come with. I will get to that point later. So you wait after you have filled your form for, I think now the real registration and verification. So you go inside a room and there are people there and they ask for your original doc. You verify your names, you check everything is correct. Just verification and fingerprint also. Once you verified everything is okay, you wait for your turn to take the test. After your exams, you go away. It's pretty straightforward actually. I liked how those people are organized and you don't get to spend hours and hours there waiting for people to just get their shit together. So thank God it's not a Kenyan government office because those people, it's a different story. So things to remember, you have to go with a pen. Homegirl didn't go with a pen. I saw a video online and I saw the examiner giving the test takers a pen and a paper. So I thought, I'm gonna get a pen and a paper. So I didn't carry a pen. The first security check, she asked me, make sure you just go with your pen. And then I said, I don't have a pen. Yeah, so I had to send her money and she gave me a new pen. So no phones are allowed inside. Actually, you're just supposed to go in with, your docs, that is your original and copy, and your pen, and yourself, obviously. So you leave everything you carried with you at a locker somewhere. And then, you should go with the original document. Do not forget it. And a photocopy, a colored photocopy which shows your details clearly. They are very, very strict about that. In fact, they want to see your signature and they actually tell you when you're registering, put the same signature you put on that registration document. If it's your passport, the signature you put in that registration document, they want it to be the same with the one on your passport. At least that is what that guy told me. So after you're done with registration and now you have everything you need, you will get a partner. I think they partner you way before you get there. After you register, I think they just partner you randomly, I guess, because I was partnered with this girl from Somalia. So you get a partner and they tell you, create rapport with your partner, talk and all that. So I got my partner and we went inside. The lady said, you are doing the test, 2 people like you and your partner, but they are assessing you individually depending on how much effort you put. So I was very happy she told me that because I thought, so we are 2 of us and I don't want to outshine my partner or anything like that, but it's an individual assessment, so just be you and do your thing. So this is how the test was. So we entered. The lady who directed us to that room, she introduced us to the examiner before we entered. The examiner said, welcome. She said, Tess, sit here, and you sit there. So I was on the left, and then I was candidate A and my partner was candidate B. She introduces herself. But first, she puts on the recorder and puts it like at the center where everyone's voice is audible. So she asked, what's your name? Can you spell that for me? So of course, what's your name? My name is blah blah blah. Can you spell it for me? I had to spell all my 3 names. My God. And then where do you come from? Oh, and then she asked, what do you do in the evening? And then you have to just outline everything you do. And she also asked my partner the same questions. And then after that, she told us to ask each other questions. She told me to ask my partner questions about how she gets information about the news. What kind of question is that? She gives you 1.5 minutes to write down the questions you want to ask, and my partner was told to ask me about the winter. I'm in Kenya, like, come on, winter? And you're given 1.5 minutes to write down your questions, and I tried my best to ask questions about how do you get information about the news. Okay, and my partner asked me questions about winter. Actually, I will come to my partner later because that is just another story. Anyway, after you ask your partner questions, she played 2 test audios, audio A and audio B, and then you're supposed to answer questions from those audios, like what are they talking about. Mine was A, so it was about a lesson. The other one, I don't even remember because I was not listening. I was just paying attention to my audio so that I can answer my questions correctly. And so you listened to audios. Number 1, you'll get asked 1 question. Second, 2 questions, like mine was, where is the lady going to and what is she going to buy? And then my partner was something else. And then after you listen to the audios and you answer the questions, now she tells you to discuss about something. Our discussion was, I think, where you like to visit over the weekend and when you visit. So we have to discuss for like 3 minutes. I think that was the most exhausting and difficult part of the test. And it's the last part. So this is why it was exhausting and difficult. Like I said, my partner is from Somalia, so she really just can't speak English. So every time this lady asks a question, like when she asks you, what's your name? Can you spell your name? Where do you come from? And all that. Most of the questions she was just saying, yes, because I don't think she understood the questions. Now, when it came to me asking her the questions, I don't think she understood any of my questions because the answers she was giving, they were just so out of the blues. Like, how do you get information about the news? Oh yes, I like the UK. And yeah, so she was giving very weird answers, and she was so faint in that I couldn't hear any of her responses. Like when it was her turn to ask me questions, I just couldn't hear the questions. So I kept saying sorry, and I don't know. I just hope I didn't mess her up, but I couldn't hear what she was saying. First of all, she's so soft, and secondly, her English is just not very easy to hear. That is a challenge I faced. Now the discussion part, my goodness. Where do you like to visit? Yes, I like to visit my husband. Like, her answers were just where it's like it's something she had recited. You see, when you recite something you wanna say in class regardless of the question, I feel like that is what was happening there, because honestly her answers were so off. And then now you couldn't even ask a follow-up question because first of all, you've not even heard what she has said, and the part you've heard just not connected to the question. It was so difficult. When it came to a discussion, I was asking all the questions. She was not asking me anything, and now I had to answer questions I had not been asked because I want to show effort. I want to speak so that the examiner can see I can speak. I don't know. I think it would have gone better if, obviously I know not everyone speaks good English and all that, but at least someone who can speak some basic English or can understand a question so that we're able to help each other out. Because now I was feeling like I was really struggling. Even when I was asking my questions, I had to ask so slowly and sometimes repeat so that she can understand. But yeah, so that was my experience. The whole thing is so smooth and so fast. Like in 16 minutes, we were out of that exam room. I got there at 10 and at 11:30, I was out. It's a very quick and smooth process. No any things inside, nothing complicated. Just make sure you carry everything you need and all that. So during the registration and verification, they tell you that they are gonna send your certificate to a post office, not a PO box, a post office near you. So they ask you which post office you'd like your certificate to be sent to, and me, I told them to send mine to GPO, General Post Office in CBD in town, in Nairobi town, because I don't know any other post office, and that is very convenient for me because I am not very far from town. I can easily get there, and I don't know any other post office. So I remember when this partner of mine was being asked about a post office, first of all, she took forever to understand the question, and then she is new to Nairobi, so you can guess she has no idea of any post office. So the guy suggested that she also goes to GPO. They said results would be out. The lady said 7 days. The guy said 8 days. So maybe 7 or 8 days. They said they'll call me when my certificate is ready and when it's been sent to the post office, and the post office guys will also call me. So I am waiting for that call after 7 or 8 days. So on Thursday next week, I will be expecting a call. So help me God. I really hope I passed, because I went there with a lot of hopes, but my partner just killed those hopes completely, to be honest. When you go for your test, I don't know whether you can just organize and have someone you know as your partner. If you can do that, then please just take that option, or pray that you get a partner who you can speak with. Because even when we were told to create rapport, I couldn't speak with my partner because she did not understand me. That was the not very great part, but the rest of the process was easy. Now, one thing that was very, very peculiar, when I got there at 15 to 10, like I said, and there were like 12 people, give or take, and maybe 9 or 8 out of those people were Somalis. They wore those hijabs, so I just assumed they were Somalis because my partner was Somali. The rest, very few, are Kenyans maybe, or not Muslims. Yeah, I don't know the opposite of those things, but yeah, that was very strange. If you could help me understand that, I would really, really love to. Anyway, I will update you when I get a call, and please pray for me. I would really love to pass, and I believe I tried my best given the circumstances and the situation I found myself in, which I didn't ask for. But yeah, quick process, doesn't waste your time, so just don't be nervous. The test is quite easy, to be honest. I think A1 is the easiest, so yeah. Good morning. So I'd like to give a quick update after what happened after I did my exam. So I received an email that my result is on the test seeker portal. So I received the email on Thursday, which was 7 days after my exam. And then when I went to the portal, I didn't know how to check because it was just written exam results at the status point. So I didn't know how to check the results. On Friday, I got an email that my certificate has been delivered to GPO, that is the post office where I wanted my certificate to be sent. So what I'm trying to say is I did get the messages 7 days after my exam, like they said. So I got the email 7 days later, and then I got the email that my certificate has been submitted or delivered 8 days later. So today, which is many, many days later, because I've been very busy to go to town, today I am actually going to GPO to collect that certificate. Plus, I'm doing other things. I want to get a certified copy of my marriage certificate. I applied for those copies. Actually, I paid for 2. I applied for them on the eCitizen portal on May 23rd. Today is the 14th of July. The certificate takes 3 weeks to be processed. It's almost, I think, 7 weeks now since I applied for those certificates, and I don't see any hope of getting those certificates anytime soon, because when I applied it was pending. It stayed there for maybe 1 week or 2, and then it went to record search, and then it stayed there for like 4 weeks, or is it 3? And then I had to go there to the office and see why is it stuck there. I went there 27th June and I told them it's been 1 month and this certificate is stuck at record search. So the guy said, oh, whoever was supposed to work on your certificate did not work on it. And then he processed it. He moved it to the next stage, which is approval. I asked him, so when will I get it? He said, come next week. Remember, 27th June was on a Monday. So he said, next week it will be ready. Do you know, it's been almost 3 weeks after that, and the certificate is not ready. Over the weekend, it moved to processing. From approval to processing. That is 2 weeks later after it was moved to approval, and I can bet that it will stay in processing for even 5 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't know how Kenyan government offices work. I don't know how those people do their jobs, but honestly, it's long overdue. It's delaying my application, and today I'm just going there and I'm gonna try my best to get them today, because I have to take the certificates to get certified before I can use them to apply for my visa. And certification also takes time, and I have a personal deadline because I have other things to do. I want to get done with this application and just focus on my work. It's delaying my work and I hate it so much. So that is what I'm going to do today. get my English test certificate. I'm so happy I passed. I was so worried. I told you guys what happened in the exam room with my test partner and all that, and I was worried that I messed it up, but I'm happy I didn't. So now let me go and hopefully I get both certificates today because I'm just so tired of waiting. It's been 3-4 weeks of trying to get this thing done and I need to get it done. So I'm now ready to head out. I hope my voice is not sounding husky anymore. I'm ready to head out and get those certificates. Let's see how we are doing here. Some baggy trousers, some nice shoes. Yep, pray for me. Hope I get those certificates today. I am not worried about the English test certificate. I'm just worried about the marriage certificate. But I'm gonna try my best. I am not the most socially skilled person. I lack social skills 100%. But I will try my best to communicate. Hello. Long time no see. It's been 1 week since I did an update on my English test. So I actually got my certificate when I went for it. So they sent it to EMS GPO, General Post Office, as promised. Like, my details are everywhere on this envelope, the front side and the back side. So I don't know which side to show, but yep, got it. Here it is. I have already opened it. It was very easy. Getting it was very easy. I just went to the EMS counter, gave them my passport, told them I'm just here to pick my English test certificate, and they gave it to me without any issue. So here it is. So there are personal details on the front. That is why I am just holding it up like this. Maybe you can even see my details, by the way. I don't want you to see. My picture looks horrible. Anyway, so I got my certificate. That is IELTS Life Skills A1 Speaking and Listening. So on the same day, I was going to get a certified copy of my marriage certificate, which I never got, by the way. I got it a week later, and let me tell you, that was the hardest document for me to get in this whole process. I'm just trying to put this back into the envelope. Yeah, but I eventually got it. I got it certified by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So that is done, though it cost me a lot. Don't even want to talk about it, but I eventually got all the certificates. English test and the marriage certificate. So I want to do an update of what I did after getting the 2 certificates, because it's been 1 week or 2 weeks since I did the last update. So I will end this vlog here and I will start another one right now.